As he accepted the Nobel Peace Prize, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war that the bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word." For Christians, peace is reconciliation. God sent Jesus to reconcile the world, to reunite humanity to God and to one another. Peace is a state where violence does not exist and love reigns. When we are internally peaceful, we have a source, a wellspring to draw on to address the wrongs which threaten corporate peace or the common good. We know peace when we experience it, don't we? Glimpses of that bright daybreak of peace of which King spoke. The opposite of peace is chaos. From the book of Genesis, we know that in the beginning, chaos reigned as a formless void. The Spirit of God hovered over the chaos and the creative process began. God separated, distinguished, and judged creation as good. Creation brought peace out of chaos. Creativity, the process of creation, is constantly challenged by chaos. Chaos obstructs and denies revelation, new discoveries or insights, original ideas, fresh beauty, new cures, new love are all blocked by the static of chaos. Its negative energy sucks life like a black hole. This is why we are so caught off guard when something beautiful is created in the ugliness of war or amidst desperate poverty. Many artists say that they feel a chaotic, restless energy and that it can only be tamed by funneling it into a creative process. Painters, comedians, dancers, inventors, actors, and writers will tell you that their art came up out of the chaos of their lives. Robin Williams suffered from depression. Jimi Hendrix struggled with the chaos of addiction. Maya Angelou brought forth words from the emptiness of isolation and loneliness. Thomas Edison generated scientific inventions even as he struggled with the chaos of dyslexia. Certainly, there is plenty of chaos charged with negativity that only yields confusion and the distortion of truth. Yet, with deliberate intention and a spark of the glory of God and peace within, our creative selves can take chaos through a process that leads to peace and beauty and new creation. If we turn to the Gospel of Mark, we find wisdom in this intersection of chaos and creativity. There is a man with an unclean spirit. When Jesus comes to the synagogue to preach and teach, all those who hear him are amazed with his intelligence, with Jesus' command of the scriptures and his insights. Those listening do not know who he really is, except one. The man with the unclean spirit knows exactly who Jesus is, not just his personal identity, but Jesus' identity as the Son of God, as the Messiah who has come into the world to deliver all from sin and evil. In this particular moment, in this scene, there is a confrontation between the negative energy of demonic chaos and the positive energy of creative life in Jesus Christ. It leads to a question that hangs in the balance 1,000 times every minute of the day across the planet. Will chaos win the day, or will the peace of God reign? In the gospel story, the unclean spirit tries to publicly name Jesus as the Holy One of God. This is much more than a desire to simply out Jesus. The demonic spirit seeks to gain control over Jesus by being the one to name him. Naming, defining who someone is a way to control them. Call someone a mental case, a socialist, a Trumpist, a Jesus freak. And you aren't just describing them. Your words are attempting to define them. So it is with the unclean spirit who confronts Jesus. As Jesus instructs those around him about the profound love and mercy of God, the unclean spirit seeks to disrupt how Jesus will self-define. It is not that the demonic spirit is necessarily wrong or is lying. Jesus is the Holy One sent by God. What Jesus responds to is the use of negative, chaotic energy to disrupt God's intentions. Chaos does that. It not only brings darkness. When there is light, it tries to deflect the superb brilliance of it, to blind and to distort the truth. Jesus, however, will not have chaos define either him nor his mission. So he says, "Be silent." Jesus creates peace. In doing so, he models for us a critical step in achieving the bright daybreak of peace Dr. King envisioned. We must challenge the unclean spirit, the chaotic, the demonic. In order for peace to reign, we cannot be afraid of confronting injustice or lies or the pain of starvation or the suffering of war. With courage and righteous indignation, we must confront it and name it for what it is, the demon of chaos. We cannot turn our backs on hunger, mental illness, or the raping of Mother Earth. We must stand firm and say, "Be silent." This is God's creation, and these are God's people, and you, darkness and chaos, will not define what is right. Peace is not had by isolating pain and darkness over there and creating a safe space for the rest of us. Peace only comes to those who are willing to confront the chaos and welcome in the creative power of Jesus Christ to recreate the world. There is a rallying cry from long ago, "Let peace begin with me." And it's more than just a rallying cry. It's about a personal way of being, of placing ourselves in Jesus' care and love, that peace throughout the world and reconciliation can begin with me and with you. It is a prayer that the chaos that invades be transformed into creative, life-giving energy. The bright daybreak of peace then becomes possible for all of us. May God fill us so with grace and generosity and hope through the love of Jesus Christ, that we are all empowered to confront chaos without fear or trembling and demand that it be silent. Amen.